Galgoria, one of the contents that you farm your gear, the TM gears for your DPS. Good thing about this set is it gives a lot of damage increase against the enemy and increase your attack. There's few things you need to pay attention in Galgoria is a very annoying boss. Why do I say so? Because the boss can recover the HP over the time, and you also reduce your team kill rates and increase its own attack. The boss will banish or lock down your highest damage dealer for a period of time. So let's check about the skill. In the skill, this one, Swarm Imprison. Upon taking damage 150 times, Galgoria will banish or imprison or lock down one of the current highest damage dealer for 8 seconds. Okay? Means that hero cannot use any skill, cannot use any buff, and it cannot be cleansed. Another thing is, this imprison doesn't have a cooldown. Means that you hit him for 150 times, it will banish or lock down your hero for 8 seconds, and the counting start over again immediately. So it will create a problem that your highest DPS will always be locked down when the boss took 150 times damage. The boss have a very high heal rate and you recover HP every second. Okay, your hero cannot lifesteal. And above stage 4, the Galgoria heal rate is increased by 15%. Your heal rates will be reduced by 14% and shield power is reduced by 60%. So to deal with this thing, you're gonna bring a lot of heal reduction debuff, such as in this case, I bring Morrah. Morrah can be said is one of the best tank for Galgoria because she can inflict the flame stack, and this flame stack can reduce heal rates by 1%. So the max flame stack is 100%. The max flame stack will be offer you 100% of heal rate reduction. Furthermore, the artifact, where is it? Solar Stone can reduce more heal rates for you. Let's say that you have 100% of heal rate reduction from Morrah, okay? But this heal rate is actually more than 100%. The boss have around like 230% on stage 5 and above. So you don't think that 100% is enough to stop the boss entirely from recovering the HP. The boss has more than 100% heal rates. Another thing that makes Galgorias very dangerous is the Fatal Venom, the warning. Every time you saw the warning, he roar, damage all your units, okay, your heal rate is being reduced. This is around 30% if I'm not mistaken in stage 4 above. And you get like 3 stack of Fatal Venom, you basically receiving a very low heal. And also the boss will increase his own attack. So it means that if you break the fight longer, he use more Fatal Venom, he will just get a lot stronger and your team is not receiving any heal. That's why you want to end the battle as soon as possible. Okay, next, Poisonous Explosion is basically a normal skill that we also should pay attention on it because it will reduce quite a lot of your DPS value. So the boss will roar 2 times. The first roar will reduce your attack by 15% and the second roar will reduce your crit chance by 500, which is 15%. So you make sure that you want to cleanse the debuff. Okay, for the team comp, I will recommend to use these 5 units as the support units and 2 DPS. You want to use 2 DPS because the boss will lock down one of the highest DPS and your second DPS responsibility to do the damage and free your first DPS. So basically you can run like Laudia Artemia, Laudia Lorraine. It's up to you. You can even run the new hero, which is Jomeri and Lucifer. This 2 is also quite a strong pick for nowadays content because nowadays contents the boss have a very high defense. Furthermore, both of these units have the skill that ignore defense, which is very good for nowadays. Okay, let's talk about the unit here. tank you want to use Morrah, she's the best against this boss. So main reason is you want to the flame stack to reduce the heal rate of the boss as much as possible. She also provides some M blocks. Yeah, her S2 provides some M blocks which can increase your survivability. Viska is here for support as well because her S2 has get a buff to reduce the heal rate by 30%, which is good. And S1 has the reduced attack by 25%, which is very good. Next, Annette. Annette basically is here to cleanse and heal and provide some Ms. So in my case, I use Off Contract to boost her magic defense. So this is the perks. You want some crit damage for all your allies. If you found that the boss doing quite a lot of damage, you can take the special bullet, try to reduce more attack. And the aims, yeah. All the aims. Fray. Fray, you want to pump your attack as high as possible because you want her shield to be very beefy, very thick shield to reduce all those incoming damage. So especially when you reach like 3 or 4 stack, your healing is like super low, then this shield can do a very big job in protecting your team. For the perks, I will recommend to take S4 Light because this one can increase all the defense of your allies and also reduce the damage taken. For Estelle, but whatever. So for her, she provides quite a lot of utilities and buff for the team. It's mainly on her S2. Her S2 will increase the highest attack units for crit damage by 15% and also reduce the boss attack by 30%. So furthermore, you can get her UT2 which will increase additionally damage dealt to boss by another 10%. And you want to take S2 Light because this one will increase the highest attack buff to 2 units, which is for your 2 DPS. And make sure to take the Mortar Wounds, and T5 Dark is also a very good perk that is provide mana for all your allies per attack. For the DPS, you have to note that the boss that will banish your highest DPS from time to time. Okay, it means that let's say that she banish Artemia, then your Laudia have to do the job. Okay, once your Laudia get to the highest attack, he will banish Laudia and Artemia have to do the job. So the point is, you have to make sure that your 2 DPS can compensate each other and also able to catch up to each other. In my case, Artemia has a higher attacks because I use this Blessing of Earth, and also she has the Circuit Burst and her unique weapon also give attack. I want her to be the highest attack because her damage kit is actually different from Laudia. Laudia is the hero that designed to do a lot of damage to boss, especially with her S3. She can deal a shit ton of damage against the boss. However, Artemia is another story. She is more like a mob clearing or mob killing hero which can handle a bunch of AoE. So her damage is actually not good as Laudia in terms of like killing the bosses or. So that's why I want to pump her attack as high as possible so that she can catch up with the Laudia burst damage. And furthermore, I also bring the Abyssal Crown. Although it's only give like one allies the highest attack, but you have to remember that my highest attack unit is actually Artemia, so she will get the buff which give her more attacks to catch up with Laudia. So basically, you just want your first DPS and second DPS to have a similar damage output so that they can catch up with each other as soon as possible to do all those damage as quick as possible and end the battle as soon as possible. Okay, let's review some battles here and see what happened, what is actually happening. Artemia is the highest attack and now she being banished for 8 seconds. and the stack is still counting. The Fatal Venom, the warning sign, reduce your heal rates and also increase the boss attack. Laudia is the highest attack now, and see how my Artemia catch up to Laudia. Always remember that the stack is counting over the time. See, my Laudia is just being free and being locked down against instantly because the boss has reached 150 stack. However, it's not a big deal in my case because my Artemia able to catch up to Laudia as quick as possible, so two of them is actually swapping to do damage most of the time. So let's say that you super well in one DPS and then another DPS is like really shitty. So what will happen is very terrible. I can tell you it's very terrible. Let's say I use Louisa as my second DPS. I transfer the gear over here. So this should able to get her as the highest attack to receive the Abyssal Crown buff. So let's see what happens that if your DPS is not doing a similar DPS. So what will happen is your highest DPS will get locked down most of the time and you are not dealing any damage. Just pay attention on my Laudia. Since Laudia is the main damage, they can do a shit ton of damage. And Lucia might need some time to build out her damage. Okay, let's see here. Laudia is like 500 million DPS. She's being locked down for now. The stack is still counting. Okay, 150 stack, locked down again. My Lucia still trying to catching up with Laudia. Laudia being locked down again because my Lucia cannot catch up to Laudia. This is what will happen if your DPS is having a different investment or they are not dealing a similar attack. Overall, it's still doable with Laudia and my Lucia, but it just take the time longer because Lucia have to catch up with Laudia and Laudia being locked down more often. So this will drag the fight longer and more riskier for my team. So the issue will be much serious if you have using someone like not really someone. Let's say you put like a 1-star. Yeah, 1-star. You build a 1-star DPS and your another DPS is a A220. So basically, what will happen is most of the time your highest attack unit, like let's say Laudia, will be locked down for most of the time. It's not dealing any damage in the battle because your second DPS cannot catch up her damage, and in order to be free her from the imprison. So that's why most of the player will fail Galgoria raids because the DPS is actually not compensating each other. So in conclusion, what you have to do in this for this raid, that you want to have a very high heal rate reduction as much as possible. You want to have clans and you want to have end the battle as soon as possible. 2 of your DPS should have a similar damage output so that they can compensate each other to catch up each other and prevent them to being imprisoned for a long period of time.